Hello, welcome to week 3 of NaNoWriMo. I am Liselle Sambury. I'm a traditionally published author. I'm coming to you from a place of onesie comfort. The snow is finally sticking to the ground, so it's basically winter at this point, and I've had to really change up the aesthetic accordingly. But anyway, like I said, it's week 3 of NaNoWriMo, so I'm going to be working on 2 projects this week, as I have been this whole time. But I'm going to be working on Butcherbirds, which is my 2023 YA standalone novel that'll be coming up from Simon & Schuster. And I'm also going to be working on the Newlyweds, which is my uncontracted adult horror thriller. So, Butcherbirds, I'm going to be working on my read-through. I'll be finishing the read-through this week. Thank God. It's just like, it's a big project. It's been a lot of consistent work for me, and I'm feeling like it's time. I'm very excited to close the chapter on that book momentarily. So I've been doing a read-through of 5 chapters per day, which I did again today. And it's working out. Things are really coming together the way that I wanted them to come together. So King, short for Kingsley, the male lead, so he is a psychic, and I needed to iron out kind of the way that his ability is working and make it so that it can be easily understood. And I feel like it's really coming together very tightly. I think I'm giving the reader a much stronger idea of how everything he can do works, and I think it's making sense with the story, so yay! And then also I did a scene where 2 of the girls, so Daisy and Ivy is one of the side characters, they're having a confrontation that's pretty intense, and so I've also had to work out some kind of world building things in there because they're having this confrontation inside of the house. So there are certain things about the house, given the new rules and the way that I've been structuring it, that I have to make sure makes sense for that time, and I think I've been able to iron those out as well. So I'm feeling very proud as I'm doing this read through. I kind of didn't want to do the read through because I was lazy but I understood the necessity of it, and as I'm doing it, it's really helping me solidify my confidence in the story and the changes that I've been making to it, and I think that they're going to come across really strong, and I hope they'll go over well with my editor. So I'm really happy about all of that and how all of that is coming together. And so the more I read the book, the more I'm like, yes, I think I am doing it. I think this is working, which is making me really happy. So yay for that. And then this week I will also be working on doing a read through / edit / draft of the Newlyweds. So essentially I was drafting chapters wherever they happened and jumping around non-chronologically, but I reached the point last week where it was kind of like I really need to go in chronological order at this point to make these changes. So I've gone back to the beginning of the manuscript, and I'm reading through reading through 4 chapters a day to make sure that I'm getting all those edits in, which is nice for me because then I can do that read through and I can get everything polished as well, which will be nice. And then during this week, when it's the first half of the book, which is the most polished part of the book, I can be doing that when I'm still doing the Butcherbirds edits, so it'll kind of lighten my workload in that way. And then I'll be doing the deeper edits next week when I'm only working on the Newlyweds. So I hope that this will work out for me. But yeah, it's interesting as I work on these 2 books together. I can definitely see the differences between them, because it's interesting that Butcherbirds is my young adult, but it's also a book with a lot of deep themes and messages, and it's very cerebral, and there's a lot of suspense and things like that, versus the Newlyweds, which, even though it's my adult work, I think it's a lot more about being commercially fun, and it's got a lot of twists and turns, it's got a lot of action, there's a lot of things happening, it's way more fast-paced, breakneck speed. And so it's kind of interesting to work on them at the same time, because I can really feel the depth of that difference. And then, of course, the Newlyweds has its own themes, but they're very, of course, different themes because they're adults, and it's like a domestic sort of thing, versus, YA that is having, very different concerns about their life. So it's kind of interesting to work on them in that way and to see those differences. But in any case, I'll be very glad next week when I'm only working on one. It is really my preference to work on one project at once, and this is kind of a necessity sort of thing, but I'm very excited about that. So I think things will hopefully go well. We'll see on Wednesday. Wednesday is usually when I come on here and I'm like, I'm tired. So I kind of half expect that to happen. But we'll see.
Where do the clouds go, baby? I don't know. Maybe they'll be back tomorrow, we will know. How many times do I have to tell you? Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Counting the grains of sand upon the beach. Somehow that number is always out of reach. How can I tell you the way you make me feel? All of my thoughts begin and end with you. All of my thoughts begin and end with you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you.
Hello, I'm here with Bobo. There she is. She likes to sit beside me. Let me find a comfortable place to rest my arm. There we go. That works. So it's Thursday because I straight up forgot to update yesterday, which I had really wanted to update yesterday because I did an Instagram live with Anne-Sophie Chenot, which I'll link below if you want to see our conversation we had on Instagram live. She's the author of Kisses and Croissants, or if I wanted to be very French about it, Kisses and Croissants, which I never say, even though I'm in Canada and I could say it more French-like, but I don't. Anyway, we had a wonderful chat on Instagram Live, but I put on makeup, I put on my contacts. I also had to film a video for a little thing that I'm participating with through my Canadian publisher. And then I just straight up forgot. Probably because I got busy with all of that stuff, and then that shortened my work day. So I had a shorter period of time to get my work done. So that's basically what occurred. Let me get my arm more comfortable. There we go. And I'm filming here, even though I don't have the tripod, because I wanted a change of pace and I wanted to be able to wear my glasses. Because when I use the ring light with my tripod, it reflects the glasses and I hate the way it looks, so I always take them off. Anyway, that's enough preamble. So it's Thursday. It is fully winter here now. It snowed. The snow is staying. All my neighbors were doing their snow blowing yesterday, which when your neighbors start snow blowing, it's winter. We don't have a snow blower. They're expensive, man. They're expensive machines. Also, our neighbors are really nice. That's the wonderful thing about living in a small town, and they always snow blow our driveway for us. So, yay, neighbors. So yeah, it's fully winter here. Hence why I continue to be in this onesie. The pizza guy complimented me on my onesie yesterday, so there we go. It's a very impressive onesie. My boyfriend got it for me for my birthday. Not this year's birthday. My birthday a while ago. Anyhow, writing, what have I done? So I did another 5 chapters of Butcherbirds. So yeah, the last 5 chapters I worked on were quite intense. There's a lot of like confrontation in them. I think it's because it's the dark night of the soul part of like the story. So it's like, or is it bad guys close in? It's bad guys close in. Sorry, meaning that like things start to be hints of things getting really bad. And so in my case, the hints of things getting really bad is just things getting really bad. And then I leave room for things to get worse. So yeah, it's like the main character Daisy is essentially imploding from the pressure of the entire book thus far. Everything is basically like blowing up in her face. And she's freaking out. She's starting problems with absolutely everyone. And her kind of only person that she's like, maybe we're on the same page, they're not actually on the same page. So yeah, things are getting tough for her. I have 2 more days of work left, of course, because this is Thursday. I haven't started yet, but I could technically do 4 chapters today and 4 chapters tomorrow instead of 5 chapters today and 3 chapters tomorrow. But one of the last 3 chapters is 5,000 words, so it's like a gigantic chapter. So I may actually do the 5 chapters today anyway. And then the Newlyweds, I'm chugging along. All the action bits have started, like the big action bits have started now. I do have a slight concern because I added 2 more chapters in the beginning of the second act, and I'm wondering if it's made it too slow because it does delay the actual home invasion, which like in my previous versions, like the actual home invasion happens the second you hit the second act. So it's immediately that home invasion there. And like, in order to add words and spread things out, I added 2 chapters before that starts. And I'm worried about it making it so, but I also know they're like super short chapters for the most part. Except for one. One is 2,500, which like for the Newlyweds is like a long chapter because most of my chapters are like 1,500 words. 2,000 words if we're generous. So it's a big chapter, but I went through it and I thought I would cut from it, but it's actually like, I think it's all pretty necessary. But anyway, so I'm chugging along with that. Yesterday I was reading over chapters that didn't have any new chapters in it. Today I'll be reading over one of the new chapters I've written. So yeah, they're pretty good so far, going through the ones I've already drafted, that I drafted last week. Actually, they're pretty good. They're pretty clean. I think I will have to at some point get to the point where I like work a lot harder to add more depth and more like deep sentence structure and things like that. But I do kind of think what I'm doing now will be good as a product to show to my agent, and to get her comments about it. And then when I do my next kind of revision with her, that's when I can really get into like, okay, am I gonna like write a waxing poetic sort of paragraph here? So that's kind of where we're at with the Newlyweds. What's happening? So they've been, the home invaders have invaded, and they've just gotten tied up, and they're realizing kind of how unhinged the people that are, you know, invading their home invader. What do you call them? I guess I've been calling them captors sometimes in the book because they are keeping them captive. So maybe captors is a better word. But anyway, they're kind of the main characters realizing how unhinged, the people are. And she's basically like, I have no idea how to get out of this situation because they're ordinary people. And what to me has been fun about writing the Newlyweds is that the home invaders, their captors, are also ordinary people. So it's kind of like, it's a little comedic in that way because you're watching people that have no idea what they're doing, tying up and capturing people who also have no idea what they're doing. So that's kind of fun. But anyway, this has already been a very long update. So I'm going to head off and work on that. And then I will catch up with you on Friday.
Where does the wind blow? Baby, I don't know. But there is a place, I can't tell you where for sure, falling asleep to rain upon the roof. All of my dreams begin and end with you. All of my dreams begin and end with you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. I know you like you know me, you know.
Hello, it is Friday. I've decided to end this vlog in this different location instead of where I usually sit at my bookshelf. I don't know, I just want to stand for whatever reason, so this is how we're going. But big news, I have finished my edits on Butcherbirds. I'm so excited to be done. I'm so happy to be done. You know what? When I was doing this read through, I actually didn't end up changing that many things, but I'm still very glad that I took the time to do this because I feel like it just made me feel more confident about what I had, and I felt like I was really getting to finesse things that I had written in and to like make things a lot more clear, and I just feel like I ended up with a much more polished end result, and I feel really proud and really happy of what it is that I'm sending over to my editor. So I'm very excited about that. Some additional news about Butcherbirds. It is going to be having a title change. We haven't 100% like guaranteed the new title, so my wonderful editor has once again come up with the new title. And so she's going to be kind of just like making sure that we get the thumbs up from everyone on it. And then it'll be like confirmed. And I don't know when we'll be sharing it, if we're going to wait until when the cover is done and it'll be shared along with the cover, or if it'll be shared at some point beforehand. I don't really know, but it is going to have a new title. I will continue to refer to it as Butcherbirds because I can't tell you the new title yet. But it is going to have a new one. So the reason it's getting a new title is, so in traditional publishing, the thing about like my book in Butcherbirds is that a bunch of people from the publisher read the book and enjoyed the book and were really excited about the book and like helped hype it up, and like that's how it got acquired, and like these are people within the department that are excited about the book. So it's not just my editor, it's also people that are working in different other departments. And so when they have met about my book, some people were not super on board with the title. Could be a variety of reasons, but essentially, you know, some people were like, I don't know if that's the title. And so we've decided to change the title because we want everyone to be on board. We want everyone to like the title. We want everyone to believe in the title as accurately marketing the book. And of course, there are people within the department that have specialties in certain areas, such as marketing and sales, who will have a pulse on those sorts of things, and therefore are kind of sharing their expertise and like as part of their 2 cents of like liking the title or not liking the title. And so we've decided to change the title so that we can have everyone on board, because you want everyone to continue to be excited and happy about your book, so that they can continue like really being excited to promote it and to share it and to talk about it. And so that is why the title is changing. I really loved Butcherbirds, of course. This is a title I really enjoyed, but I also really love the new title and I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be really great, and it has this really awesome visceral feel to it, so I'm very excited about it. So that's another piece of news about Butcherbirds. And yeah, I'm just so excited to be finished, and I'm just like, yay. It has so many more chapters now because I split up a bunch of chapters, so you know, but I only added like wholesale to the whole thing. I think it was like, how many words was it? I feel like I only added like 2,000 words. Like I didn't add as much words as I thought I was gonna add, which I'm really happy about because I didn't want it to explode in length. So it is 140,000 words, which again on the longer end, but it matches up with my other books, and it's actually, of the 3 books of the one book I have published, the one book that's gonna be published, and this one, it is still the shortest one. Progress. Anyway, so that's Butcherbirds. And I'm still working on editing the Newlyweds. I haven't done my work on it today yet, but I will be doing that. So I know I'm gonna get it done today, so I didn't feel like I had to get it done before I came on here, like it's gonna get done. That's swimming along. Though yesterday I had this moment where I was like, is this not good? Is this bad? And then I had to be like, no, you are such an annoying little bitch. Like, we're not doing this again because we've already done this. I already had this feeling of, oh my gosh, is this book not good? And then I was like, when I send it to beta readers, I'll kind of have outside opinions and that will help me. And so I sent it to the beta readers. They all loved it. And now I'm suddenly like, no, maybe bad. And I'm just like, that's not, that's not how that works. So I'm working to suppress that little voice in my head. I'm also reminding myself that this is a draft. And so, you know, if there are certain things that I feel, certain things that I'm like, this could be better, this could be better, like I will do my best to fix them now. And then when I send it to my agent, if she feels that there are spaces that are lacking, I can go in and I can fix those. I think I'm very in my head about like, I always want to send my agent something so ridiculously perfect for no reason, so I can continue the charade that I like never need to improve things, that I just only send perfect work, which is ridiculous because we always end up doing like 4 rounds of edits on everything new that I send. So it's just kind of like, why are you like this? So anyway, it's gonna be fine. I'm going ahead with edits. It's going well. I've changed one little thing. I had one of the characters was working for a company that like helped find missing people, but then when I was editing Butcherbirds, which also talks about missing people, I was like, this is too, and then like Blood Like Magic and Blood Like Fate also talk about missing people, and it was starting to feel like I was just only talking about missing people all of the time. It was starting to make me feel like weirdly samey about my books, and so I decided to strike that from the book, so I had to just go back and make that change quickly. But yeah, it was just like one of those things. I don't know if you have that. You can comment if you do, where you like find yourself exploring the same sort of theme or topic repetitively in your work. And I think if it were something that I were really personally affected by, I could see why it would keep coming up, but it isn't necessarily in this case. So then it's just like, why do you keep doing this? Anyway, so the Newlyweds is trucking along, and I'm very excited that next week I will be working solely on the Newlyweds. I can go back to my normal schedule of working on one project at a time and get that done. And yeah, so that's very, very exciting. I'm very excited for that. And that is basically the end of this vlog. I will see you next week for the last week of NaNoWriMo. Also, you can comment down below about how your NaNoWriMo is going. It's the 3rd week, so it's like very like in the thick of it, though when this is posted it'll be the 4th week. But I would love to hear how you are feeling about Nano, how everything is going for you, whether you are nanoing or NaNoRebeling or abstaining from NaNoWriMo altogether. I would love to hear all of that. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
You know that I know you. Like you know me, you know that I know you.